Hi all, welcome to Vision Board community. So today I'm inviting a special guest, Swapnil. So Swapnil will give you some idea about how you can crack Azure data engineering journey or how you can crack Azure data engineer within less time or span. So Swapnil, are you there?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Devi. Hi.
Welcome to Vision Board community. So thank you for the invite to accept the invite also. So we are eagerly waiting to know about your success story.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just give my background. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I completed my engineering in 2016, and
Okay.
yeah, so I mostly work with the companies that deal with the core mechanical delivery industries, some
Mhm.
oil and gas related companies, and also automobile industry. So I had absolutely no experience with Azure or any cloud technologies or even in IT technologies. So I first I so I'll tell from beginning. When I was in my second company, I started learning like this Hadoop technology, Hadoop administration, and Linux because I joined some course. So I started learning that, but that was really overwhelming for me because uh, they were teaching everything like cloud and networking, hardware, and everything. So that was really overwhelming. So I understood the clouds. I started with the AWS. So I understood the cloud, but that was also kind of difficult to enter into that job, that field.
Oh,
So then I started doing Power BI projects. And even in my previous company, I did some Power BI projects. But again, Power BI was only for the data analysis. I didn't know how what goes on in backend, like what are the ETL pipelines and everything. But I got opportunity with Power BI in my current company, and and again I got opportunity to work with like Azure Data Factory, Power BI, and SQL Server. So I would say, yeah, that was really interesting journey, and really I had to struggle a lot to learn these things, being from non-IT background. So yeah, that was interesting.
yes. Okay. And Sapil, one more question. So how many your BTech was in the mechanical engineering
Right.
and
Yeah.
how many years you worked in a mechanical field?
Hmm.
How
Sorry.
many
Can I,
no, how many years you
um,
mechanical field?
almost like 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
5 years in the mechanical field, right?
Mechanical, right? Yes.
Then you made a switch like a Power BI engineer. Am I right?
Yeah. Power BI developer. Yes.
Developer. How many years you work like a Power BI developer?
Power BI, actually, in my current company, I'm working as a Power BI. So
Okay.
in previous companies, I didn't have that much exposure. So I
Okay.
did little bit of Power BI, but not that much. You
Not
can
that
say,
much.
yeah, negligible. But in my current company, I did work on Power BI.
Okay, okay, great. And like and why I'm asking, like when you moving like a mechanical to this data field, it will be very tough, right? Again,
Yes,
the Power BI to data engineering side also very tough. So how
yes,
you will be telling in the interviews, like and what are the strategy you used, like in the previous one?
yeah. So my strategy, like one of the benefit that I have is that in our current project, we are using Azure Data Factory and SQL Server. The
Okay.
only thing we are not using is Databricks. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I know my project inside out. So that was one of the advantage for me. So even in
Okay.
the interviews, I explain my project. Whenever they ask, tell us about your project, explain them about my project from start to end. I explain them complete architecture, and even in some of the interviews, I did not get selected. The interviewer gave me feedback that you have a good understanding of your project and what you are working on, but they were looking for some in-depth knowledge or in some in-depth technologies. So that's why they didn't hire. But in some of the interviews, they gave me that feedback. So that
Okay.
was the one of the advantage.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So, and you can think about when you cracking the Azure data engine journey, right? So,
Yeah.
what strategies you use and how you use your work, especially you're from a mechanical background guy, it will be
Mhm.
very to cracking the interviews, right? So, how you able to overcome those situations?
So to like overcome this situation, the only option is to practice. Uh,
Practice.
yeah, other than that, there is no alternative. And in some of the interviews, interviewer asks about some of the things in Azure Data Factory or Databricks that I don't know. Then I work on those things to to give more deeper understanding about it. So, for
Okay.
example, in one of the interviews, interviewer asked me that tumbling window trigger. So, in our project, we were not using tumbling window trigger, so I had no idea about it. But just to then I started learning about those tumbling window triggers. Even though we are not using in the project, you should have knowledge about it. And whenever interviewer asks you something and you don't know, you have to go deep down on it and learn those things. Yeah, so it just gives you confidence that even if you don't, if you even if you haven't worked on it, you can say that I haven't worked on it, but I know these things, and this is how things get done in that particular area. So that is, yeah, that is also really helpful.
Okay, that's great. And in one more thing, Samir, because I'm getting a lot of questions from the community. Ma'am, I'm from mechanical background. So
Mhm.
is it possible to make a transition?
Yes, yes, it is absolutely possible to make transition, but
But
yeah, you
one
have to work.
work hard. No, one more thing, because mechanical field people working in a mechanical background, right? So any
Uh-huh.
kind of background check or something will be coming, right? So how we can resolve these kind of issues actually?
Yeah, the background check, they don't really check on which technology you work. The
Mm.
background check is just about what is the joining date, what is the exit date, and was this employee really working in this company. They don't
Okay.
go beyond this. They only
Uh-huh.
check these things. They check payoff documents or your Form 16, and that's it. They don't
Mm.
check your what technologies you work. So you don't have to worry about that. Even in my when I joined my current company, I told my employer that I worked on Power BI. I did this project. I actually created data and created a dashboard.
Mm.
So I created a data in Excel, some dummy data, and based on use case that I would use in my current company. So like in my previous company, we were using a lot of you're doing a lot of simulation on the HPC server. So one of the projects I created to monitor the uses of the HPC server. So that kind of thing you have to do. Like you have to create some relevant project to your field, and you have to explain that project in your interviews. So explaining the project is just for 5 minutes.
Mm.
Only for 5 minutes, if we have to tell about our project. Other than that, the rest of the interview is only about the knowledge, what knowledge we have about that particular technology.
Okay,
So,
okay. So
so
there is for the background check, right? So
yeah.
whatever it is in-depth knowledge, that will be really good for us, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
people
more
don't have to
question.
worry about the background check.
Okay, people are worrying about these kind of things because they have the ability, but they are fear
Mm.
about what will
Yeah.
happen. Any kind of cases will be there. So that is
Correct.
normal question. Okay, that is the one thing. Second
Yeah.
question, you moved from mechanical to Power BI. Then
Mm.
why you think about Azure Data Engineering? Currently, you are getting offer from Azure Data Engineer, right? So why
Right.
would Azure is moving or Azure Data Engineering is beneficial?
Because there are a lot of opportunities for the Azure data engineering compared to Power BI developer. And there are opportunities for Power BI also, but not as much as data engineering.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the reason that, and also salaries are relatively high in data
Yeah,
engineering field.
Azure Data Engineer side, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, great. And one more question, Swapnil. Do you want any kind of any kind of feedback or some kind of motivation to or some kind of like some kind of advice to giving in the community who are really struggling in the mechanical background. They want to coming into Azure data engine side or like a cracking into anything. You want to give some kind of advice you can give.
Yeah, so people who are in the mechanical industry are trying to move here. The first thing is they have to create some project, or even if they don't bring the create like pipelines and all that, they at least have to create architecture like yeah, this is the database, and this is we are using Azure Data Factory to ingest, and Databricks to transform, and some other like SQL Server or anything to for the data warehousing. So this is this architecture they have to create, and they have to use whatever the data they are using in their company. There has to be even in the mechanical company there must be some data that the people are using there. Either it is the supply chain data or manufacturing data, whatever it is. So this way they can create a project, and because it will be easier for them to explain this project in the interviews. So
Mm.
that is one of my suggestions.
Great, great.
Yeah. And
And
also you taught the projects like the e-commerce project. We can use that kind of knowledge or that architecture, but with a different kind of data and different project. I mean, we can like tweak that into some mechanical related project.
great, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Swapnil. Thank you for your time and your. I think your valuable information or your words will help others also, right? So maybe whoever asking me like a mechanical background, you can watch Swapnil video. So he's
Yeah.
mentioned everything, how the transition we can make actually. Thank you, Swapnil. Thank you again.
Thank you, Devi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.